everybody, and welcome to Ambitious Amplified. I'm Anais, your host, and today we have a very special guest joining us. Please give a warm welcome to YK.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. It is such a pleasure to have you here. Let's start by diving into your background and your journey into the world of music and entertainment. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started and what inspired you to create music?
Music been in my life since I was a kid. I always just enjoyed it. When I was younger, I didn't really aspire to be like a rapper or artist or anything. I just did it for fun. But
Mm-hmm.
it probably wasn't until like I went off to college and tried something different that like rap kind of just fell into me, like as far as
Mm-hmm.
where I could take it seriously as a career. But I always just grew up loving music, family did music, friends, it was always around. And once I started messing around with it, everybody like, man, you kind of good. So I just stuck with it.
Absolutely. Your journey is extremely inspiring, and along the way, you've worked on some pretty incredible projects that we'll talk a little bit about later. But can you share with us one of your favorite projects or collaborations and what made it special for you?
Hmm, it's a tie. I would say collaborations.
Hmm.
My favorite collaboration was when I worked with London on the track. Um,
Absolutely.
I had won a Freestyle 50 challenge, and it was like
Hmm.
out of like thousands and thousands of MCs. And I think what made the London on the track like session so decent is that I remember watching Genius on Complex, and he was like going over how he was making beats and all that, and I'm like, man, it'd be raw if I did a song with him. So like for it to happen a year later, that was pretty solid, and that was the longest I ever spent in the studio for one song. Like I
Oh,
was in
wow.
there, I got there at 7. London probably got there at like 9:30, something like that, and we
Hmm.
ain't leave till like 4, 5 in the morning.
Oh,
So
wow.
to like work with artists of that caliber who done did stuff for like my favorite artists, that was probably like my favorite collaboration. But my favorite project, I feel like it's the tie between the one I just dropped, The Motion Man, and this other one
Hmm.
called Forever Wait. Because I feel like Forever Wait is like real slept on. Like I didn't really like have no rollout for it. I just put it out there for my fan base. And I felt like that was the introduction to me introducing motion music. Like a lot of people like talk about motion, but like in a way we do it under my company and with my team, you know. So I just feel like that's a personal favorite because the songs is real, the beats was crazy, you know.
Hmm.
That's just one of my quiet
Yeah,
favorites.
absolutely. Those both sound like truly incredible and inspiring experiences, and your creativity and talent really do shine through in every piece of your work. Would you be
Thank
able
you.
to tell us a little bit more about your creative process and how you approach writing and producing music?
Uh, the vibes is number one. The vibes got to be there. The feeling got to be there.
Absolutely.
I try not to overthink it, you know, but I do create in different ways. Like sometimes I'll have, like for Mr. Postman, I kind of had
Hmm.
the whole idea of the song before I even wrote a lyric. Like I knew I wanted this to be sampled. I knew I wanted the beat
Hmm.
to be like that. And then once the beat was made, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come in there, and I just craft the whole song and make it come together, right?
Absolutely.
But
Hmm.
then there's other times where, you know, producers will send me beats, and then I catch a vibe, and producers love me and hate me at the same time because people will send me like, let's say it's a beat pack of like 5, and then I'll probably
Hmm.
do like 2 of them, but I'll say like, oh, I'm gonna keep that one, and it'll be like a year later, and then I'll be like, oh, I finally got it, and they're like, what beat? And I'm like, bro, I sent that to you a year ago, but I'm like, maybe the vibe just wasn't right at the time, you know, like, you know.
Absolutely. Hmm.
And lastly, punching in. Like I love to write, but there are
Hmm.
instances where like I'll be in the studio chilling or somebody invite me to their session and they'll be like, yo, bro, you want to get on this? And I just go in the booth and do it. So it's all depending on the vibes of the day, you know?
Yeah, I completely get it. It's all about timing. I understand completely as an artist. And speaking of artistry, do you have any specific advice for artists who may be just starting out or just starting to make music?
Oh yeah, most definitely. For the creative side, I would say just try to be the best version of yourself. Like, don't
Hmm.
try to, oh yeah, this is how I'm gonna do this and try to get on, or don't try to model yourself after like the it person in the game because every 3 to 6 months it's another it person. I think that as a creative, you should just
Mm-hmm.
strive on being like a better version of the last you. And I just feel like the people that are into what you into are gonna eventually find you or gravitate to you kind of thing. And also like hustle hard but take your time. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of times, artists or people in general get movement confused with progression. Like, oh, I'm making moves because I'm doing like an open mic every weekend, which is cool. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I feel like you should sit back and strategize and figure out how you're gonna tap into a certain target audience and, just basically line the dominoes up so when you push it, it rolls farther. So I think those are two things that I would leave with somebody just starting out. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
and do it because you love it. The money gonna come. The money gonna
Absolutely.
come. If you love it, just do it for the love, and you'll be surprised what happens. If you come in just thinking about
Mhm.
the money and only the money, it ain't gonna last.
Absolutely. Those are super important things to remember. So thank you for that. And have you ever experienced any points of maybe some creative block, and how have you overcome that yourself if you have?
Um, I wouldn't call it a creative block, but I
Okay.
would call it like a creative delay. And
Oh,
so,
okay. Like that.
and it's always a way to solve something. I would say a creative delay. The way I've gotten over it is like I do a lot of things. Number one, I might get my medicine going. Give me some of that medicine in me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Get in a good mood. Or
Yes.
driving. I make some of my best songs driving. Like
Oh,
if I'm just
wow.
sitting in the crib and the vibe just ain't clicking, I'll go drive, get on Lakeshore Drive or go run some errands and just play a beat and something hit me and I be, ooh, I got it. Or
Absolutely.
I do what I call bookmarking, where
Hmm.
like what I was saying earlier about like getting them beats and sometimes the producer be like, bro, I forgot I even sent you this. I don't try to force the lyrics or the vibe. I might do like a first eight and if I feel like it's still vibing, I keep going. If I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm just trying to get the song done, I just
Hmm.
bookmark it like a book, leave it, and then just come back to it.
Yeah,
And just
absolutely.
keep coming back to it and just keep coming back to it until it finally fills up? So it's
Hmm.
always a way to
Yeah.
get out of that.
Hmm. That's a wonderful technique. So now getting a little more specific, let's start with the moment you briefly mentioned before when you won Verizon's Freestyle 50 challenge that 9,000 rappers competed in. And your storytelling and creativity were praised by Kevin Liles. Can you take me back to that moment and what was going through your mind during the competition itself and when you won?
Anxiety for sure because
Absolutely.
I didn't know that we was going to battle one another until
Hmm.
right before we got to the venue. Like they had us in a
Oh,
hotel conference room and was like, "Yo, yeah, we decided we gonna switch it up. Like y'all gonna battle each other. Everything has to be freestyle off the top, and whoever the last
mhm,
person standing gets everything." And for me, I could freestyle and I could battle, but I wasn't a battle rapper. I just knew I could from when I was a kid, like, being on the bus or like even when I was real young, like I used to be like 11 and 12 years old. This one, like Meek Mill used to have like the nappy braids and them Smack DVDs used to come out.
mhm.
And that kind of reminded me of me because I used to be at this all gonna tie to Kevin Liles in a minute. But I used to be at my grandma's crib playing the game, and then my cousins used to be on the block like hustling, doing their thing. And then they'll probably be instigating, arguing, be like, yo, I got a little cousin that'll smoke you, this, that, and the third. And then they'll come around and yell out my grandma window or my great grandma window or my grandma window. They both was neighbors. And would be like,
Mhm.
hey, yo, little cuz, you wanna make $50? And as a kid, $50 back then like was a lot of money. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what I gotta do? They're like, I need you to battle somebody. Meet me such and such. I'm like, all right, get up, throw on my big clothes, get on my little bike, come over there. And they be like, him? like, yeah, him. And, so I kind of like in that moment, it kind of brought me back to the beginning. Like, I never would have
Oh,
thought that as a kid, kind of like battling for $50 to go to the corner store, that I would be in a moment in front of like 3,000 people with all of these big people in the industry with the opportunity to do that and win.
hmm.
So my
Absolutely.
anxiety was definitely through the roof because I didn't know what I was gonna say. I didn't know what beats they was gonna play. I didn't know who I would be going against. And but just due to the circumstances and everything that I went through, like they went through 9,000 MCs, but it was like over 100,000 people that did the impressions on social
Oh,
media. They just couldn't
wow.
watch 100,000 people. So for
Absolutely.
me to be like, out of 100,000 people, for me to be here, like it's for a reason. And
Hmm.
oh my God, one of the craziest moments. So I'm gonna just get to my final round because I was cooking. Like my
Hmm.
mama was there. I'm like, I can't lose in front of my mama. That ain't. And then I went through so
Absolutely.
much prior to that. Like I quit my
Hmm.
job. My crib had
Oh,
flooded. My
wow.
car had broke down. Like it was like a lot of stuff that went wrong.
Oh
My
my goodness.
grandfather
Yeah.
was suffering from cancer. Like he had passed from
It's
cancer in that
terrible.
January. God rest his soul. And
Hmm.
I just had a lot on my chest, and I was just like,
Yeah.
they ain't been through what I've been through, you know?
Hmm.
So I make it to the final round and they give us like a little intermission. And I ain't even gonna lie, I'm cool as a fan, but it was like a little alleyway that had like a little side door. And
Hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, I was in that alley like panicking. Like this is the first time that air ever got tight for me because I'm just like, I really made it this far. Like for me to audition, I had to
Absolutely.
drive
Yeah.
a 16-hour trip, like 8 hours to Chicago and 8 hours back where I was to rap for
Hmm.
60 seconds.
Wow.
So it was just like I didn't did
Wow.
all this, like I gotta win. And
Hmm.
Redman was out there smoking. Like he came out there to smoke and he seen me and he was
Hmm.
like, yo, they talking crazy in there, like they already saying that the other dude getting it. They saying that you're nothing. They said you dirt. Like get
Oh my
grimy.
goodness.
Like do that Chicago shit. Like do not let them get this shit. Da 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 da. Like you real hip hop son. Like he like bro, if you'd have did this in
Hmm.
like 1997, they'd give you $1 million the next day. And I'm like damn, this red man. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
cheering for me. And
Hmm.
I'm like, all right, bet. Then they was calling like, yo, YK Soup, T Grizzly was in the little hallway. And this was when first day out had like was just the biggest thing on earth. And he
Hmm.
was like, yo, bro, I want you to bring this on for like the Midwest. Like, bro, I'm rocking with your style. Like, you funny as hell. And I'm like, damn, this T Grizzly, but I didn't have time to be fan because, the moment was about me, and that kind of really turned me up.
Hmm.
Like had me like, yeah, bro, you gotta
Yeah.
win. Like, because you was just watching these people on TV, and now they fans of you. And I went out there,
Absolutely.
and it was just like a boxing match where I could see the
Oh
punches
wow.
coming real slow. It was
Mm-hmm.
like I was in a whole nother world, and then I was watching dude kind of gas out, and I'm just seeing the reaction of the people, and the crowd was cheering and all that, and then Sway. I had met him 3 years ago and didn't win a contest similar to this in Atlanta.
Mm.
So when he
Oh
realized
wow.
it was me, he like, bro, you come so far that you know what I'm saying? So when I
Yeah,
won it,
absolutely.
it felt like I won $1 million. And it wasn't because of the money I
Yes.
won. It was just like to set a goal out for myself
Hmm.
and not have no
I'm sure.
guarantees and come out on top. That that moment was everything for me in my career. Like that stamped it like,
Hmm.
nah, this rapping is what I need to be doing.
I'm sure that definitely put things in perspective for you. And kind of going off of that battle itself, and just battles in general, you said you kind of grew up doing that. How do you specifically craft a narrative within a freestyle battle? And how does that notion shape your approach that specific day during that contest?
Um, If it's when it okay, because there's two different type of battling. You got
Mm-hmm.
freestyle battling, and then you got battling like on like URL and then platforms where they like tell you who you're gonna battle, and then you have like 3 or 2 months to write for them, right?
Oh, I
So
see.
I feel like when it's the freestyle battle, I don't think anything. I kind of just either do rebuttals where they say
Mm-hmm.
something about me, and then I flip it and go on them,
Mm-hmm.
or I kind of like play off the crowd or maybe the city that I'm in and say different things that I know that they'll catch, like with metaphors and punchlines and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then also I
Mhm.
just go off the first thing that come to mind. I think I'm a pretty funny dude when I want to be. So when it's that
Absolutely.
time, that's kind of how it come together. But
Mhm.
as of recent, like last fall, I started taking the other half of battling seriously, finally.
Yes.
Because for me, I didn't really want to battle because I've been an artist for so long that, so, there's a stigma, which I do believe is kind of true, that a
Mhm.
lot of musicians don't battle and a lot of battle rappers don't make good music. So
Mhm.
for me, I just kind of was like, didn't, not that I couldn't do it, but I just didn't want to get put in a box where my music wasn't
Absolutely.
respected,
That's understandable. Yeah, completely
But
understand.
so like as an artist, sometimes you got to do different things outside of one thing that you do to bring attention or other eyeballs to what you got going on. Like there are
Mhm.
some basketball players that may start acting, or there may be certain rappers that might get into fashion. So for
Mhm.
me, I was just like battling is definitely something that I could do that could bring attention to what I got going on. And ever since I've done it, like money been coming in quick, bookings come in quick. I had went viral like some months back for one
Oh
battle I
wow.
did, and that got like 1.8
Mhm.
million views. And after
Oh
that,
wow.
I was like, I see what's going on here, and I feel like I could be like the first artist from Chicago that, as an artist, is really dope, but
Mhm.
as a battle rapper, do that as well because I with star power, like like I'm not like a typical battle rapper, but
Mhm.
the talent
Absolutely.
matches. So to answer your question,
Yeah.
it just all depends on what's required at the time.
That's completely understandable. Now, we do have a question in the chat about which is your favorite type of battle. Do you have one, or
Uh,
is it hard to
I would.
choose?
uh, I do have a favorite type. I was just introduced to it this fall, but I
Oh.
haven't lost doing this, so I guess it's kind of becoming my favorite. So it's this company called Hip Hop Is Real. They like the number
Mm.
one battle media outlet in the world. Like they got
Oh,
like half a
okay.
million YouTube subscribers. This dude
Oh,
named
wow.
Knowledge is the owner of it. And
Mm-hmm.
he started the Battle League this fall because he was like, yo, I'm known as a media outlet, but I want to show that I can run a Battle League too. And he knows all the biggest people in the world. And on the Hip Hop Is Real platform, you have to like come up with so many, however many rounds they tell you. So this Saturday, I have to have 5 rounds, but they can only be
Ooh.
60 seconds. And I don't know who I'm
Oh.
battling until I get there.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I like that just because I feel like it's very difficult because you have
Mm-hmm.
to get out a lot in a little bit of time, number one. Number two,
Yes.
when you battling somebody, they usually let you know like you're gonna battle ambitious. And
Mm-hmm.
y'all battle date is September 8th. I have
Mm-hmm.
so I enjoy like okay I can flip the names and do this and do that and do the battle
Yes.
but them 60-second 90-second round don't know who you battling. I like that atmosphere because you kind of get a chance to see who is who, like I feel like
Mm-hmm.
anybody with enough time can prepare for one specific person, but when you get there and you don't know who it is and still have impact, I ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna lie, I think I like that a lot.
Absolutely. That sounds great. Now, your hustle led you into battles while you were studying sociology. So, what internal drive kept you going while you were trying to balance those academics and also chasing your dreams?
To tell the truth, like I went to school just to try it. Like I used to cut hair when I was growing up. So I didn't even like plan on going to school,
Mm-hmm.
but where I
Yeah.
come from in the city is very rough. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just say I was known to be outside. And my
Mm-hmm.
mother was like, yo, I want you to get up out of here. Like, go try to do something, like go to
Absolutely.
school. And I'm like, I don't need no school, I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing this. And she was like, just
Mm-hmm.
go try it. And if you don't like it, you could come back home.
Absolutely.
So when I went off to college, I wasn't a rapper. Like I could rap, but I wasn't trying to get on with rapping, if you get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying.
Yeah.
But getting to know where I am, trying different things. They used to have like these ciphers called Who Got Bars
Hmm.
in the area. And I had started doing them, and random strangers used to be like, "Man, you super nice. Like, you got a mixtape?" I ain't had no mixtape
Oh.
out. No YouTube videos, no none of that. I'm just outside rapping. So
Hmm.
people like, man, like yo, if you drop the
Yeah.
mixtape, I listen. So I'm like, all right. So I start working on the mixtape. I start
Hmm.
going on the mixtape, and I had did my first talent show, and I got booed terribly.
Oh.
Like it was
Oh.
real bad. This is the only time I ever got booed before. And I was like,
No.
ooh, I'm like, should I be doing this? But I was thinking like they ain't booed me because I was weak. They booed me because they couldn't hear me. So one of my mans, like he was like, man, bro, like you brave. If that was me, like I would never come outside. Da 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 da. I'm like, nah, I need to
Absolutely.
run that back. So they had a spring week concert. And I'm like, yo, let me do the spring week. And the lady was like, hey, boy, they got booed. I'm like, they ain't booed me because I couldn't rap. They booed me because there was a bunch of people on stage. They couldn't really hit me with the music. Sign me up. I do it. And I remember I played Pound Cake by Drake and Hove, the beat. And this
Hmm.
time I didn't record it.
Absolutely.
I just let the beat play and did it live.
Oh,
And it was
wow.
like 8,000 students in there, and they was just like, and everybody was mad stuck, like, yo, he is like wilding. And then my
Hmm.
Instagram followers started going up. And a lot of people was like, you that boy that be rapping, you that boy that be rapping, you that boy that be rapping. So then I'm like, okay, I guess I'm a rapper. So by now, you know what I'm saying? It's my sophomore year of college.
Hmm.
And then I'm like,
Absolutely.
okay, now that I'm rapping, but I don't know where to start, like as far as what I got going on now. So then I
Hmm.
met my DJ. I knew him, but he became my DJ. He like, yo, I think I want a DJ. And I'm like, oh, you could be my DJ.
Hmm.
And then more pieces started to add to the team. Like, oh, I make beats, producer, and then studios for me to go to. And then we started going to Atlanta, and I was using Alabama like as a tool to turn me up with the music because it was a small town. So it's like a big
Hmm.
fish, small pond kind of thing. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, we'll figure out if I'm really that. If so, we used to drive to Atlanta on the weekends and we'll go to like
Oh,
hole in the
wow.
wall strip clubs. We would go to the most treacherous part of Atlanta and pull up. We from Chicago, so we want to go where the church is at. And I'm talking about I was winning open mics. Like I remember some people in 21 Savage Crew was there. Euro Got It was
Wow.
there. Um some of Pee Wee Longway guys was there. Like there's a lot of people that end up blowing up later in Atlanta who was
Hmm.
there. And
Oh,
I
wow.
used to either get first or second in the open mics, and they used to be like, beat us. Like I'm talking about they would come to the club 30 deep, cameras. That gave me a chance to see, like, oh no, no, no. This is when you rap. And I'm like, we don't got no cameraman. We need to start getting. And
Absolutely.
I was kind of living separate lives. Like I would go to
Hmm.
school and then I hustle all day and night, all through the week.
Hmm.
And then I go to Atlanta on the weekends. And then I would do the same
Wow.
thing, then go to Memphis. Do the same thing, then go to Texas. Do the same thing, then go to Miami. Just steady doing that. And everywhere we go, people was like, nah, you going crazy. And my stage presence got better. And
Hmm.
I started making more original records. And then I
Hmm.
started to develop a sound that they was rocking with because I'm from Chicago, but I also knew how to have like a southern blend with my music so where they could understand. So it
Absolutely.
was college was going by fast. I was having so much
Hmm.
fun doing this and doing that. So
Yeah.
how I balanced it, it was kind of like when I was in school, the degree was easy. All you gotta do is go to
Hmm.
class. Like that's all you
Yeah.
gotta do for real. And
Yeah,
I was
that's true.
using school as a tool to turn me up in music. So by
Hmm.
the time I
Oh, that's
graduated
nice.
college, 7 months later, I end up winning the Freestyle 50 challenge. I end up signing the 300,
Hmm.
and music was my job. So
Oh,
once I got
wow.
a plan, I didn't know the Freestyle
Yeah.
50 thing was gonna happen, but I knew that I was nice, and I knew that if I just kept swinging the opportunity stick, something was gonna hit, and
Hmm.
that's.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like you were really busy throughout your college journey, and perseverance was a big part of that artistic journey. Do you have a specific process that you use when you were slash are sharpening your technique, whether it be making music or tackling random topics in your battles?
It was more so with the music because I ain't gonna lie, like the battling kind of, it's like I battled once for the free. Like that was my first ever really big battle. It was like childhood
Mm-hmm.
I played with it, and then all through grade school I stopped, all through high school I stopped, and then I went to college and it was ciphers, but it wasn't battling for real, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I won the
Yes.
Freestyle 50 challenge, Smack, who has like the biggest battle rap platform in the world, was like, yo, you ever thought about doing battle rap? And I was like, nah, I just got this deal. So
Absolutely.
he like, all right, you know, I'm like, but battle rap ain't going nowhere. Like that's how I used to carry it. Like battle rap ain't
Mm-hmm.
going nowhere. Like I
Yeah,
know I'm
it's true.
nice. Music, I feel like I gotta prove myself. So
Mm-hmm.
the process of the music, mm, it's really feeling, man. Like if I'm working
Absolutely.
on a project, I know that I want to be versatile. Like I know that
Mm-hmm.
I don't want every song to sound the same. That's law.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Then I have like a team of producers. So I have everybody send me stuff and then I kind of just comb through what I like or what fits the theme of what we trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then the recording of it, that's changed over the years. Like before I used to record all of it myself. And then after a while I started going to different studios. And then now I have like in-house engineers and producers, so I could
Oh,
just,
nice.
yo, I want to go record and just go do it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel
Yeah.
like that's the process for that. But now that I am battling, I've kind of been learning my process over the past 7 to 8 months, to be honest with you. Because I
Mm-hmm.
just started taking it serious this past fall. But with
Okay.
that, just jumping in front of it and not being lazy. Because I've done battles where people have choked. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
people choke, and that's like one of my fears. Like, I'm like, nah, that can't
Mm-hmm.
be me. Like
Yeah.
not getting my stuff off. So I just what I'll do is like for the Motion Man, I knew that I wanted to roll that out. So I didn't take no battle bookings during the
Mm-hmm.
time of when I was
Nice.
working on my mixtape. And then once the
Mm-hmm.
mixtape was uploaded and all these videos is shot and all this stuff is lit, then I start taking bookings for battling to where I could start working on that and giving that my undivided attention. Like my Motion
Mm-hmm.
Mondays, I record a whole month of Motion Mondays in a day.
Oh, wow.
I do the freestyles all in a day and I shoot them all in a day. And then I let
Mm-hmm.
my videographer work on it and just drop it throughout the month. So as long as my Motion Mondays is out there, as long as the
Mm-hmm.
project is out there, as long as I'm dropping visuals and doing things, I could battle in peace. And then once my battling is done, then I'll open up the floodgates for features or whatever the case may be, you know? So I can
Absolutely.
that's like my process for real.
Yeah, absolutely. So you talked a little bit about your Motion Mondays. Now, they started back in November. What inspired that weekly series, and how has it grown your platform?
It's definitely from November to now, Motion Mondays and probably brought me like about 300 to 400 followers.
Mm,
So
nice.
what happened was I knew that I needed to be more consistent on social media. I just
Mm-hmm.
didn't know what I wanted to be consistent with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
also I was starting to turn into a music hoarder where I got hard drives and folders and folders and folders of raps that
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah.
sitting there. So I end up chopping it up with my homegirl Bree specific,
Mm-hmm.
and we was just chopping it up, and she was just like, "Yeah, bro, like I think you should do like some freestyle Fridays," and I'm like, "No, that's too typical. Like I want to.
Mm-hmm.
How about Motion Mondays?" And she like, "Hey, that got a good ring to it." And she kind of, I'm like, I know I want to shoot it in my crib. I'm like, I kind of need help with curating this, but I know I want to shoot it in my crib. I'm like
Mm-hmm.
on some home content type of thing.
Yes,
Yeah, like working
absolutely.
smart, not hard. Cause man, I didn't threw so much money at the wall. You don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so much like I have this to pay for everything. Like just so it don't be no confusion. And then I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
stop working so hard, Soup, work smart. And
Mm-hmm.
I dropped my first one. It was like Monaco by Bad Bunny. Like I was taking suggestions like, yo, if I do these Motion Mondays, I want y'all to give me any beat,
Mm-hmm.
just so I can show
Yeah.
my versatility as well on a weekly basis. Like,
Absolutely,
because
yes.
certain artists might want to work with you, but they only hear one song, so they might think that's your one sound. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But through my
Yeah.
Motion Mondays, it made people kind of be like, "Oh, I didn't even know that you could do this or do that," you know. And
Mm-hmm.
I had ended up making a little, what's that Instagram channel called the Motion Members. And
Mm,
then
nice.
that started to grow pretty decent too. It's like almost like 200 people in there. But I'm like, these is
Wow.
200 people that like every Monday, the eyeballs, like, yo, where's that?
Yes,
You know?
they
So,
do.
yeah, so that's kind of how the concept came. I just know I need to be more consistent on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And there's more things that I'm about to add, but that was one that I tried it, it worked, so now it's stuck. And I'm probably gonna
Mm-hmm.
add about within the next month or two, I'm gonna damn near add like two more things throughout the week. So that way I can
Oh, nice.
eventually move it over to YouTube. Well, I'm gonna move it over to YouTube, but strongly move it over to YouTube and then convert it to the streaming to where my YK Soup channel can damn near be like a
Mm-hmm.
television show. Like how you knew The Simpsons came on at this time. Like you know
Mm-hmm.
every Monday, Emotional Monday gonna come. Every Tuesday,
Oh.
I might do like these basketball vlogs. Every
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, it might be like a maybe like a battle rap clip. Maybe every Thursday, maybe
Oh.
story time of where I just tell
Mm-hmm.
crazy stories of what I went through, like good, funny, just in the industry throughout my journey, like to where it could
Mm-hmm.
be more consistent and I could keep feeding my fan base and supporters.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a very clever and strategic way to build your platform. Now, you've sort of been building that momentum ever since your early tracks. So, how has your vision for your music specifically evolved from your first releases up to your latest release, The Motion Man?
To be completely honest with you, it was kind of like in the beginning when I started, I just wanted to like hone my skills. So it wasn't really about like blowing up or anything like that. Like usually when people first
Mm-hmm.
rap, they like, yo, I'm trying to blow up, I'm trying to get this money, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. But honestly, I just wanted to make sure that I was secure in my sound, like just know that I was really nice. And
Mm-hmm.
then like over time it started to get more serious like because when my shows I started to see like what records I like to perform the best, what moves the
Mm-hmm.
crowds the most, what get played the most on the radios, what records on my project do the best. And then I started getting really more strategic with how I'm doing what and everything like that. But at this point in my career, I'm just like getting my numbers up and building more equity for the type of deal that I want. Like I
Mm-hmm.
done already had a singles deal with 300, and then I seen what was up with that, and then I had meetings with Rock Nation. They offered me a production deal, and during the pandemic, 2020, and
Oh, wow.
then it's like some small labels that be reaching out, like, yo, we want to work
Mm-hmm.
with you and stuff like that. But over the past 2 years, I've realized what type of deal that I want, how I'm trying to get to what I'm trying to do, and I feel like it's been growing faster like since then because before I felt like I was just working with no direction. I was just trying to get
Mm,
on. And then once I got
absolutely.
on, I'm like, nah, this don't feel right. This ain't how I want to do this. But now that I got
Mm-hmm.
direction and I know what I'm trying to get to, of like jump, like even my Spotify listeners, like I remember I only had like 200 people like
Mm-hmm.
consistently listening, and this was last
Oh,
year.
wow.
And I'm like, I got way more fans than that. How
Oh.
my Spotify ain't, you know what I'm saying? And now
Absolutely.
to see it, I don't know, it's somewhere in the thousands. I don't know, but it's more than what it was. So
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that kind of showed me like, all right, so you rolling?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. It is all about building that audience. And speaking of sort of connecting with your fan base, you recently hosted a listening party for The Motion Man at LSD Studios. Why
Yes.
did you choose that intimate format and the vibe that you create and that you did create?
Why did I choose the intimate setting like that? Um, that's a good question. I like LSD. I like the ambiance of
Mm,
the studio. Shout out to
that's fair.
Vibes. For my idea of what I wanted to do with it, like I knew that I wanted it to be spacious enough to where you could walk around and catch a vibe, but I wanted it to be small enough to where everybody could just key in and listen. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and it was a great turnout. And also, I kind of like paid for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I had liquor that I was
Mm.
giving out. I had flour that I was
Mm.
giving out with my own strain. And they'll
Mm.
tell you like we just giving it out. So that was like just appreciation to the people that
Mhm.
was willing to take the time out to come rock with me, you know.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so that's kind of why I chose it. Like I plan on going bigger with it just a little bit, but
Mhm.
for the motion, man, I just felt like that was something close to me. I only wanted
Absolutely.
people there that wanted to be there. Like I didn't want it to
Mhm.
be, I'm trying to finesse a spot with 200 people just so I can say I got 200 people there when only 40 of them really support me. You know, and
Mm.
I felt
Yeah.
like it's a lot better that way. Like when you got people that want to take the time out and really build the relationships and you show love to them and be hospitable, you know? So I felt
Mhm.
like LSD fit that vibe that I was in that atmosphere I was trying to set.
Mhm. Absolutely. And speaking of sort of the city and your Chicago roots, how has growing up in Chicago specifically shaped your sound and your style in general?
It shaped it a lot. I've
Mhm.
definitely evolved. Like when I listen to like a lot of like the younger rappers right now, I be laughing because I be like,
Mhm.
damn, I used to rap the same way. Like like 1,000 miles an hour. I used to rap real fast,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
so aggressive. But that's how I
Mhm.
was, you know. So it was easy, you know, and it kind of like gave. It was just a reflection of what was going on in my community and my neighborhood and stuff. But then as I
Mhm.
started to mature and grow into myself and have more range as an artist, I kind of slowed it down and kind of spoke about a different Chicago nuance in a sense, like about like getting money and having motion and having your way and being independent and being a boss
Mhm.
and being a leader. Like
Mhm.
Chicago got so many dimensions. Like we got like the real rap bars kind of crowd. We got the
Mhm.
drill kind of. We got the dance type of crowd. Like Chicago is just it's such a big meshing pot culturally. So for
Mhm.
me, I felt
Yeah.
like it's affected me because growing up, like I used to move a lot, like every year and a half until I was in
Oh
high
wow.
school. So I didn't live in a low end. I'm known over east. I used to live
Mhm.
up north. I got family out west. So and I was
Yeah.
always outside. So when I'm rapping and I'm people know it's real, they can feel it, like I'm not faking like what I got going on, and it's just you could tell where I'm from. Maybe sometimes with
Mhm.
not my voice, because I do be switching it up, but when you hear the subject matter and the way I bring it, you could see that like Chicago confidence, you know?
Mhm. Absolutely. And do you have any specific Chicago artists that inspire you?
Inspired or inspire me now?
Either or, both.
Because I'm inspired by a lot of people. Like
Hmm. Absolutely.
if I like I guess I could just put it into tiers. I'm gonna go, I don't want to call them old. I'm gonna call them veterans. We got the
Hmm.
veterans, and then we got my age, and then we got the younger generation. So for the veterans, I'm gonna say Twister out the gate. Like I used to
Hmm.
memorize his verses on Adrenaline Rush and rap them to my
Yeah.
uncle, you know, just to show him like that I could do it all without
Hmm.
stopping and all that. Um,
Absolutely.
I would say yay for sure, as
Hmm.
far as just like pushing my limits and not being in a box. Like
Yeah.
it ain't nothing too much that's out of the realm.
Hmm.
Outside of rap, I would say, trying to think, because it's a lot of players from Chicago, man. Like a lot of old players,
Absolutely.
man. Like
Yeah, we have a lot.
from back in the day for sure. So for
Hmm.
me, I want to just say like that whole era of when you got Quincy Jones. You know, he was had his footprint on the industry. Anybody that
Hmm.
came up under the Quincy Jones lineage, I damn near like him. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Or I worked with
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
you know, I rock with Herb, I rock with Keith,
Hmm.
I rock with a lot of different people. But I listen to them and I
Hmm.
enjoy it, and that's just that. Like it don't really be too many people that I hear them and then I model my style after. Now when it comes to motion music. when you think of like, like the crucial conflict, you know what I'm saying? When you think of like the Pope pimping era and all that, I feel like motion music kind of play on that a little bit, but it's just like a little bit slowed down because it's like
Mm-hmm.
a player real laid back vibe. Like somebody who's doing well that's not from Chicago, but kind of make the ilk of what I make a little bit. It's like a Larry June, where it's like I'm like the flyest, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting money, like
Yeah,
that kind of thing. But
absolutely.
I'm inspired by just Chicago as a whole, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
I listen to anybody that's dope. I don't really be in a box. Like I only listen to this rapper or this kind of rapper. Like if it's fly, I listen to it. I give it a chance. The youngins,
Mm-hmm.
that be going crazy, like DCG, I rock with them.
Mm-hmm.
Von off 17. Like everybody got something where I just be like, all right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to see
Yeah.
everybody win. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I feel like I embrace the whole city and a good chunk of the city embrace me back.
Yeah, absolutely. You make a very good point. We have some incredible artists and mentors here in Chicago. And on that topic, how do mentors and peers specifically or have specifically shaped your path? And do you plan on mentoring anybody next?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer your second question first.
Hmm.
I mean, to a lot of people now.
Absolutely.
Like it's a lot of people in the city who reach
Yeah.
out to me like for my ears for production. Quiet is kept.
Hmm.
Like, man, Soup, come to the studio, let me know what you think. Anybody can DM me and ask me anything about anything, and I'm pretty much give it to you.
Hmm.
I got my own company, Foreverway Records. I got my team of producers, Blackheart, my boy Cash, aka Flacco. We got TJ. So we got the Cook Club. They not up under Forever Way, but we rock together, we click together, and I'm
Hmm.
always dropping free game, and we always working, and I'm always keeping everybody together. I got my little cousin Birdie. He one of the Forever Way artists. Mooney Sav. He from Alabama, but bro, crazy. Like we kind of got like a Dolphin Key Glock thing going. Like follow my little brother Mooney Sav. Um,
Absolutely.
so as far as the mentoring goes, like. I give it out, anybody who want to listen, but I also
Hmm.
listen too. Like I got people like Malik Yusuf, like he rock
Hmm.
with me, man, tough. Um, which is dope, you know what I'm saying? Because he right up under Ye, he then did stuff with Rihanna and Jay and Beyonce. So for him
Hmm.
to be like, yo, I love your style, you know what I'm saying? I rock with you,
Absolutely.
and we
Yeah.
have a good relationship. That's somebody I want to shout out. Who's somebody else that's like I could say like embrace me? Um. Engineers like and producers like I'm an open book.
Yeah.
Like I like to lead and give free game, but I also know how to follow and listen too,
Hmm.
and I even listen to the kids. Like kids will be telling me, man, this your hottest song, this right here, and I'll be like, oh, okay, y'all like that, okay, I'm gonna make sure I keep making records like this for y'all, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hmm.
Like for sure, for sure. So yeah, I done been mentored. A lot of people I be mentored by is like people who don't do music, just regular business
Hmm.
people that be like, yo, Sue, make sure you doing this or make sure you doing that or make sure knowing the ins and outs of your company, making sure that hey, bro, do this, do that, So
Hmm.
that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Absolutely. And if you were to be mentoring a young MC preparing for their first big battle, what is one piece of advice about mindset or preparation that you would specifically give
Ooh.
them?
Battling, if it was
Hmm.
somebody battling, um, I would say make sure that you really want to do it, number one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because sometimes people take on opportunities just for the bread and they get up
Mm.
there and it just don't work out. So I would
Yeah.
say make sure that it's something that you really want to do.
Hmm.
Make sure you got tough skin because in battling a
Hmm.
person to say anything, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
got to make
True.
sure that you got tough skin for that. And like when you go out of town, you got hecklers and all that. Like I done had times when I done battle people and I got people like, and I'm winning the battle, and then you got people from the crowd that are like yell or try to talk to you and throw you off or mess you up
Hmm.
or and you just don't take it so serious. Like just have some fun. I would say that if you know that you got great memory, write at your pace. If you know that your
Yeah.
memory ain't the best, don't procrastinate because
Mm,
procrastinator bites you. You know,
yeah.
like you got to lock in. But for me, I kind of like got a certain level of arrogance in battle rap that kind of
Absolutely.
irritate people. Like I carry it like I'm already on, but it's because of where I already been.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I say what I want to say, I do what I want to do. I don't carry myself like I'm the biggest gangster in the world, but I'm real
Mm,
serious. I ain't somebody you can play with. So
yeah.
when we're face to face, you can't teach aura. So I would just say, make sure it's something you like. Make sure you got tough skin. Make sure that you prepare. Don't take yourself so serious and do what you want to do. Like say what you want to say. Like don't let nobody scare
Hmm.
you. Because battle rap is like the most underground level of rap. So people can
Mm.
actually touch you. Like people can actually, you say something, somebody can get up with you. Like, so don't do it if you're not cut, or don't do it if you don't got that team or that muscle that's gonna stand behind you. Because I can't
Yeah.
guarantee that everything is gonna be all peaches and cream. I'm gonna just say that.
Absolutely. That is great advice. And you spoke a little bit about doing it because you love it. You are the CEO of Forever Way Records and also the host of the Hot Seat 773. How do you balance entrepreneurship with artistry?
Mm, for the longest, I was like grinding in music and never worked like a real job.
Mm,
So I kind of really didn't have a
yeah.
choice. It wasn't until like later on that like I started mentoring the youth and I would still like work like I started like working for real,
Hmm.
and that kind of showed me like how do I say it? Like time management. Like I see the difference of when you only do your music and whatever that is and just that, and when your time get minimized with this over here too. So for me the way I balance it is teamwork. Teamwork. Like all this ain't by myself. Like when it comes to the
Hmm.
battling, like my boy Knowledge, yo, shout out Knowledge the God. Like he'll call me and be like, yo, Soup, this coming up, get ready. And I put it in my calendar mental note. So I'm writing for that. And then with the
Hmm.
hot seat, I got my cousin P. Shout out to P. He'll be like, yo, bro, we finna interview DCG Shine and we finna do this and this and that. What dates are
Hmm.
good for you to do whatever, whatever. So that way I have my time to
Nice.
research if I don't know them already. And
Hmm.
then I throw it on the calendar. As far as the
Nice.
music goes, I do it every day. I
Hmm.
do it every day. So it's always music to be
Absolutely.
made. My
Hmm.
motion Mondays, I gotta do those. And they're freestyles. So
Absolutely.
remember
Yeah.
what I said about being a music hoarder.
Hmm.
Sometimes I write in real time or I freestyle in real time. But
Uh,
sometimes I didn't rap verses for 20 from like year 2021. And y'all don't even know.
oh.
I got verses that I spit in my Motion Mondays is from like 2019. And it's like I just made it yesterday. So you would have to
Hmm.
ask me, like, yo, which one was a old, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
between them raps that I already got, if Kayla was
Hmm.
like, yo, I want you to rap over Glorilla this, okay. And then I listen to the beat, and then I go through my what's the name, and then I'll be like, oh, this fits. Boom, just do it
Hmm.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Or it's a
Absolutely.
beat that I really, really like Glockavelli on Key
Mm.
Glock mixtape. As soon as I heard that beat, I'm like, I gotta rap on that. I
Yeah,
need it ASAP.
absolutely.
Go straight to YouTube. YouTube Hayden, call my producers. Hey, go ahead, throw a little sauce on this real quick. I'm finna come over and do it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I just feel
Yeah.
like teamwork, calendar, and just don't fight on more than you can chew. Because
Mm.
I don't want anything to slack in any area. And then make
Yeah.
an excuse. Oh, I was busy. Like I hate that. Like battle
Hmm.
rappers would be like, oh, I had this battle, or I had to go to work, or I had to do whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like,
Hmm.
so you ain't manage your time properly, is what you saying. You
Mm.
know?
Yeah.
So for me, leaning on a team, being clear with what I want, and following up, man. People got lives too. So like I tap in with Dev. Yo, Dev, if it's a Thursday, and how the motion Monday looking? I got it to you by Sunday. Okay,
Hmm.
boom. So when Sunday hit, I look at it, I make the caption the same day. So that way, when
Mm,
Monday goes, all I gotta do is upload, copy and paste, boom. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? So I think
yeah.
that's just the key, that teamwork. And all of that brings traction to what I'm doing. Because the hot seat, it wasn't planned. It wasn't like, oh, I want to do a podcast. That's not how that went. I was
Mm.
doing a commercial for the store, the House of Heat, with my cousin P. And I looked up and I'm like, man, bro, it kind of look like complex in here. Y'all need to start doing some interviews in here. And they like, yo, who gonna do the interviews? I'm shit. I don't know. But if y'all do some interviews in here, I think it'd be tough.
Yeah.
And then the owner of the store, Black, he like, man, bro, like after being around you, you really know how to talk. Like
Hmm.
just looking at you, if you don't say nothing, or if I just listen to your music, like you nice, but I didn't think you was this well spoken and cool. So with the hot seat, it was an opportunity for me to show my personality outside of music.
Hmm.
Because in Chicago, I felt like a lot of people they didn't rock with me because they ain't like me. They ain't rock with me because they ain't know me. So
Mm,
when you see me
absolutely.
interview somebody that you look up to or that you like or that you listen to and you see how I treat them, then people are like, oh man, maybe he's not a bad guy or maybe he is
Mm,
cool. And then you go to
yeah.
my page and they be like, oh, he a rapper. You see
Mm,
what I'm saying? Or with
yeah, absolutely.
battle rap, when I really started, and Knowledge can attest to this, when I really started locking in this fall, my opponents would look me up and they would find his music videos. So
Mm.
they'd be like, man, he don't got no balance. Like he don't, he don't do it for real. He ain't like us, this, that, and the
Hmm.
third. And then when
Yeah.
I show up and I'm wild and you know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I try not to let any area lack. I lean on my team and I make sure whatever is my role, I do it 110%. And it's been
Mm,
working. It's been working
absolutely.
for sure.
Yeah, that is wonderful to hear. So now wrapping up, what I've taken away from the entirety of this interview is that you are super passionate about music, among other things. What does ambitious specifically mean to you?
Ambitious, I feel like ambitious to me means I got this verse where I was like, you gotta feel what you can't touch, vision what you can't see, learn from your every L and turn them into victories.
Mm,
And I feel like that ambition is just believing something before it's guaranteed to you. Like I feel like
absolutely.
just having that inner belief that whatever you trying to do or whatever you trying to see, it can happen. Like, like if you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand kind of thing. I feel like also with ambition, like you just got this tunnel vision. I feel
Hmm.
like you got this tunnel vision that no matter if don't nobody like this song, you like this song. Or if don't nobody else see this vision, you see the vision. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Or
Yeah.
if don't matter what your circumstances is, you can overcome it to get to where you're trying to get to. So I
Hmm.
feel like that's what being ambitious or having ambition means to me.
Absolutely. And is there anything that you hope for listeners and viewers to take away from your music or the content you produce?
Yeah, I want them to take away like my originality. I
Mm,
enjoy the fact that when people listen to my music, a lot of times they don't be like, "Oh, yo, this remind me of a Herb," or this remind me of a this, or this remind me of a that. It's very flattering when people be like, "We can tell your style." I appreciate that a lot. Also, my ear just for production, I feel like it's real slept on. Like
mhm,
for the people that know, but
mhm.
I like when I'm coming across like a stranger or somebody who done found my music before they found me and was like, yo, bro, yo, beats be the best, kind of thing. So I think, yeah, that's kind of like how I am with that. Like, I just be wanting people to know that I'm always working to get better. I'm always striving to be original and I'm always, pushing that motion, you know,
Yeah.
you,
Hmm. That's
motion music to be exact.
yeah, that is an incredible thing to hear from artist to artist. Now, before we wrap up, is there anything exciting you'd like to share with our audience? Do you have any upcoming projects or events they should keep an eye out for?
Yes, this Saturday I'm gonna be in Atlanta for the Hip Hop is Real Battle Tournament. It's a 5 round
Mm,
battle, 60
mm,
seconds apiece,
mm-hmm.
and the winner of that will battle the winner of the tournament in May for the opportunity to get on Hot 97, you
Oh,
know,
nice.
and battle on there and network with Hot 97 as a whole and
Mm-hmm.
go to New York and build with them. So that's happening. Tomorrow it's a celebrity football game. I'm still
Oh,
getting used to
cool.
that. Like, dang, me? Y'all want me?
Wow.
But it's a celebrity
Wow.
football game at Gately Stadium.
Mm,
The East Side Riders, Bo Deal, our coach,
nice.
we going against Twister's team. We got a flag football game
Nice.
tomorrow. Tickets are only
Oh, wow.
$5, and they're like a donation to like nonprofit for kids.
Oh,
So
cool.
we got that going on
That's
tomorrow.
awesome.
The battle is Saturday. We got a new Motion Monday, a crazy Motion Monday dropping this Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we got the video to All Right, Okay. That's one of my favorite songs on the
Oh,
Motion. Man,
nice.
it's done. So we gonna drop that the next week. So yeah, just
Mm-hmm.
more content dropping, staying
Awesome.
busy.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Well,
what we got going.
we will be sure to keep an eye out for all of those things. Before we say goodbye, where are our viewers able to find you to stay updated with you and your content?
Yes, you can follow me on all social media at YKSUPE, you can actually throw your email into www.yksoup.com. That's my website.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll give you notifications through that. You can follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just
Nice.
anywhere that's a platform, type in YK Soup and I got something there for you.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, YK Soup. It has been an absolute pleasure to be able to talk with you. And thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to follow YK Soup and Ambitious Entertainment for more content. Until next time, take care, everybody.
Peace.